Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to the Windows Tools, Part 1, Windows Files, Folders, and Folder Structure, which we first discuss files and folders and their properties. We will then cover Windows folder structure, file paths, and folder paths. As always, stick around for the practice questions at the end to test your knowledge and help you prepare for the A+ exam. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to click the like button, and if you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel for more tech training content and technical know-how. File Explorer is the file management graphical application used by Windows to browse and manage files and folders. File Explorer runs in the background and provides your taskbar and your desktop. There are multiple ways to open File Explorer. Double-click the Manila folder on the taskbar. Press the Windows key plus E. E is short for Explorer. From Search or the Start button, type in Explorer and click File Explorer. Type in Explorer or Explorer.exe from the command prompt. And if you double-click any folder on the desktop, you will open File Explorer. A file is a common storage unit in a computer. Examples include a Word or Excel document, a text file, a picture file, an executable file to start a program, or a shortcut. You can use long file names in files that can contain spaces and most special characters except for those that are reserved for special usage. The characters that are reserved for special usage include the less than, greater than, colon, double quote, forward slash, backslash, vertical bar or pipe, question mark, or asterisk. You also cannot use the following file names as there are special names for hardware such as con, prn, null, com0, lp1, and so on. While you should use descriptive names to describe the files, try to limit how long the names of the files and folders. By default, the path of the file, including the file name, cannot be longer than 260 characters. To see the properties of the file, you would right-click a file and click Properties. The General tab will show the default program to open the document, the size of the file, and the size of the file on disk, when the file was created, last modified, and last accessed, and the attributes of the file including read-only and hidden. If you click the Advanced button, you can see if the file is ready for archiving, if the file can be indexed, and if the file is compressed or encrypted with EFS. The Security tab will show you who has permissions to the file and the specific permissions assigned to the user or group. The Details tab will show name of the file, type of file, folder path of the file, size, date created, date modified, attributes, owner of the file, and the computer name. In Windows, file name extensions like .docx, .pdf, and .mp3 identify a file's type, telling the operating system which application to use for opening, viewing, or editing it, and helping users quickly recognize file formats for security and convenience, preventing accidental opening of malicious files. The key purpose of the file name extension is application association. They act as a label linking the file to a specific program, such as .docx with Microsoft Word and .png with the image viewer. File identification. They tell Windows what kind of data the file contains, such as text, audio, video, or executable code. And user awareness. They allow users to distinguish between different versions of files like Word doc versus a PDF and spot potential harmful files disguised with familiar icons such as the malicious exe file pretending to be a PDF. By default, Windows hides file extensions for known file types such as .docx, .jpg, and .exe to keep things simple for most users, showing only the file name, but you can easily enable them in File Explorer view settings to see the full extension for security and clarity. To show all file name extensions, click View, Show File Name Extensions. Windows folder structures are often referred to as a tree. In reality, it's an upside-down tree where it branches off from the root and spreads out as it goes down. Folders, also known as directories, provide a method for organizing files much like a manila file folder containing paper documents in a file cabinet. A folder can hold one or more files, and a folder can be empty. A folder can also contain other folders, and there may be many levels of folders within folders. Folders within a folder are technically known as subfolders or subdirectories, but this distinction is often disregarded. Folder properties are similar to file properties. The General tab will show the location, size, and size on disk of the folder, list how many files and folders are in the folder, when the folder was created, read-only and hidden attributes, and the Security tab shows you permissions for the folder. Instead of the Detail tab, it shows the Sharing tab, which allows you to manage the sharing of the folder. The root folder is the first or topmost directly in the hierarchy. Every drive will have a root directory. The root to the drive is designated as a backslash. For example, the root of the C drive may be designated as C:\\. To see the C:\\, you'll have to click the white part of the locations text box. The C:\/ folder will contain many necessary Windows folders, including Windows, Program Files 86, and Users. In Windows, the path shows the location of a file or folder. The path to the C drive root directory is C:\\. The path to the D drive root directory is D:\\. The path to the folder 1 folder that is located on the C drive root directory is C:\folder 1. The path to the folder 2, which is located in folder 1, which is located on the C drive root directory is C:\folder 1 folder 2. Backslashes are used to separate folders. The path to the folder 3, as shown in the screenshots, which is located in folder 2, which is located in folder 1, which is located on the C drive root directory is C:\folder 1 folder 2 folder 3. The path to file1.txt, which is located in the C drive root directory is C:\file1.txt. The path to the file1.txt, which is located in the folder 1 folder, which is located on the C drive root directory is C:\folder 1 file1.txt. Again, backslashes are used to separate folders and files. The path to the file1.txt, which is located in the folder 2 folder, which is located in folder 1, which is located on the C drive root directory is C:\folder 1 folder 2 file1.txt. The path to file1.txt, as shown in the screenshots, which is located in folder 3, which is located in folder 2, which is located in folder 1, which is located in the C drive root directory is C:\folder 1 folder 2 folder 3 file1.txt. If you want to move from folder 3, as shown on the screen, to folder 1, you would click folder 1 or click the white space after folder 3 and type C:\folder 1 and press the Enter key. If you want to move from folder 3 to the C drive root directory, you would click local disk C:, or click the white space after folder 3 and type C:\, and press the Enter key. Alternatively, you can navigate using the navigation pane. As you manage and support Windows, you need to understand the Windows file structure. The Windows folders holds the Windows operating system. The System32 folder in Windows contains many of the Windows system programs. The CSC folder stores offline files, and the fonts is used to store the fonts used in Windows. The Windows log folder stores a wide range of logs, and the WinSXS folder stores all versions of components including DLLs. This folder is used for upgrades and rollbacks. The syswile64 folder contains 32-bit binary files required for compatibility on 64-bit Windows, while the temp folder stores temporary files. The program files and program files x86 folders stores your programs. If you have a 32-bit Windows, your 32-bit programs will be stored in program files. If you have a 64-bit Windows, the 64-bit programs will be stored in program files, and the 32-bit programs will be stored in program files x86 folder. The program data folder is used by applications to store data for standard users because it does not require elevated permissions. The program's data folder is a hidden folder. The users folder is used to store user files. When you first log into a Windows machine, a folder with the user's login name will be created in the user's folder. Each of these folders will contain the user's desktop, documents, pictures, video folders, and start menu. The system volume information is used to store system data information related to system recovery service, indexing, file history, and restore points. While the system volume information can become large, it is not recommended to delete the folder or content from the folder. Instead, you can specify how much space is allocated to system restore points. A dynamic link library, or DLL file, is a type of file that contains instructions and data that other programs can call upon to perform certain functions. It allows large programs to be broken down into smaller components, and it allows several programs can share the functionality of a DLL file simultaneously. While most dynamic link libraries end in the file extension .dll, others may use ActiveX controls, .ocx, control panel files, .cpl, or device driver files, .drv. Unlike applications, these cannot be directly executed, but an application will load them as and when they are required, or all at once during startup. In the same way that an application requires a DLL file, a DLL file might be dependent on other DLL files instead. Some folders in Windows, such as C:\Windows /System32, are protected so that critical system files are not easily deleted or replaced, and helps protect against malicious apps and threats such as ransomware. When making changes to some of these files, or you need to copy files to these folders, you'll have to have admin access. You can open a command prompt as an administrator or run a program as administrator. So programs like Notepad++, which is a third-party text editor, has the ability to switch to administrative mode to save files to a lockdown file in the System 32-bit folder. Question: the top folder of a disk is known as what? Answer: root folder. Question: what is the root folder designated as? Answer: \\. Question: on the D drive, you have a data folder that contains a test folder that contains a file called data.csv. What is the path to that file? Answer: d:\data\test\data.csv. Question: which of the following characters can you use for a file name? Answer: the underscore. All of the other characters are reserved. Question: by default, what is the maximum path length used in Windows 11? Answer: 260. Question: what folder would you find the Windows operating system files? Answer: C:\Windows. Question: you have a user named Pat who logs into a computer called PC1. On his desktop, he has an important data file called data.dat. If you log into PC1 as administrator, what is the path to data.dat file? Answer: d:\users /pat /desktop /data.dat. For more information, refer to these sites. In summary, File Explorer is the file management graphical application used by Windows to browse and manage files and folders. A file is a common storage unit in a computer. Windows folder structures are often referred to as a tree. In reality, it's an upside-down tree where it branches off from the root and spreads out as it goes down. Folders, also known as directories, provide a method for organizing files much like a manila file folder that contains paper documents in a file cabinet. The root folder is the first or topmost directory in a hierarchy on every drive, which is designated as \. In Windows, the path shows the location of a file or folder. In the path, the file and folder are separated by backslashes. Thank you for watching this video. The next video will be Windows Tools Part 2 File Explorer. If you like this video, click the like button. If you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Thank you.